Picture this. You're in a stunning living room, floor to ceiling windows, and the view outside is breathtaking. You snap the photo, feeling pretty good about it. But when you check your camera, the windows are blown out and the room looks like a dungeon. Sounds familiar? I've been there too. But what if I told you there's a way to capture both the interior and that amazing view in one perfect shot? It's not magic, it's HDR. I'm going to show you exactly how to use it. Picture this, you're standing in a gorgeous living room with the sunlight streaming through the windows, but when you look at your photos, it's like you captured a dimly lit cave. Sound familiar? It's a common struggle for many real estate photographers. And today, we're going to dive into why your photos might not be doing justice to those beautiful properties you're trying to sell. Let's face it, most real estate photos fail to impress potential buyers. Why? Well, it all comes down to how your camera sees things compared to our eyes. Our eyes are incredible at adjusting to different light levels, but cameras, not so much. They struggle to capture both the bright windows and dark interior details in one shot. I've seen countless examples of bad real estate photos, and they all share a common problem. You've got the classic black hole windows where the view outside is completely blown out, or the opposite, you can see the view, but the room looks like it's been plunged into darkness. Don't even get me started with those yellow tinted interior shots that make every room look like it's straight out of the 1970s. Now you might be thinking, does it really matter that much? Well, let me hit you with a statistic that might change your mind. A whopping 87% of home buyers say that the quality of listing photos is the most important factor in their decision-making process. That's right, your photos could make or break in whether someone decides to view a property or not. So why do traditional photography techniques often fall short when it comes to real estate? It all boils down to the limitations of your camera sensor. In a typical real estate scenario, you're dealing with a huge range of light levels. You've got bright windows, shadowy corners, and everything in between. The problem is your camera sensor can only capture a limited range of light in one single exposure. Think of it like this. Your camera sensor is like a bucket, and light is like water. In a room with bright windows and darker interiors, it's like trying to fill the bucket from a fire hose and a dripping tap at the same time. You either end up with overflowing bucket, which is overexposed windows, or a nearly empty one, which is underexposed interiors. Either way, you're not capturing the full picture. This limitation means that a single exposure often can't capture the full range of light in a room. You're forced to choose between properly exposing the interior and losing the window details, or capturing the view outside but leaving the room in darkness. It's a frustrating compromise that can leave your photos looking flat, uninteresting, and far from reality of the space. But what if I told you there's a way to overcome these limitations? A technique that can help you capture stunning, true-to-life images every single time. Well, get ready, because we're about to enter the game-changing world of HDR photography. HDR, or high dynamic range, is the secret weapon that's revolutionizing real estate imagery. It's the key to transforming those dull, dark interior shots into magazine-worthy masterpieces that truly showcase a property's potential. With HDR, you can say goodbye to those black hole windows and hello to beautifully balanced images that capture both interior details and exterior views. You've heard about HDR, but what exactly is this magical technique that's revolutionizing real estate photography? Let's break it down in simple terms. HDR stands for High Dynamic Range. It's not just another fancy camera setting, it's a game changer that's about to become your new best friend in the world of property photos. Now, you might be wondering, can I just fix my photos in editing software? There's a reason why the most powerful editing tools fall short when it comes to challenging light situations. Let's uncover why HDR is the secret weapon you've been waiting for. Think of those tricky interior shots where you've got the bright sunlight beaming through the windows and darker corners in the room. The camera struggles to capture both extremes in a single shot. That's where HDR comes in. It's like giving your camera superpowers to see and capture light the way your eyes do. Here's the cool part. HDR works by taking several shots of the same scene at different exposures. Let me get a shot for the bright parts, another for the midtones, and one for the shadows. Then it blends these shots together to create one perfectly exposed image. The result? A photo that showcases both the cozy interior of a room and that $1 million view outside the window. But why can't we just use editing software to fix our photos? Well, here's the thing. While editing software can enhance images, it can't fully replicate the dynamic range captured through multiple exposures in HDR photography. It's like trying to add ingredients to a cake after it's been baked. You can make it look prettier, but you can't fundamentally change what's inside. Let's talk about how HDR mimics the way our eyes naturally see the lights and shadows. Our eyes are pretty amazing. They can perceive light and shadow in a way that's way more nuanced than most cameras can capture in one single image. HDR photography bridges that gap, allowing for a more realistic representation of the scene that includes both darks and brights in all areas. It's like giving your camera a pair of human eyes. Now, there are two types of HDR. In-camera HDR and post-processing HDR. In-camera HDR is like having a little wizard inside your camera. It takes multiple exposures and blends them automatically to find that right spot. Post-processing HDR involves taking multiple exposures and merging them later using software like Photoshop, Lightroom, or Photomatix. Each method has its own advantages, and choosing between them depends on your shooting conditions and what you're aiming for in your final image. Let me tell you, the difference HDR can make is mind-blowing. Imagine turning those dull, dark interior shots into magazine-worthy masterpieces that truly showcase a property's potential. With HDR, you can say goodbye to those black hole windows and hello to beautifully balanced images that capture both interior details and exterior view. Are you starting to see why HDR isn't just a fancy feature, but an essential tool for real estate photography? It's the key to capturing both the cozy interior and that jaw-dropping view in one perfect shot. It's about showing potential buyers exactly what they're getting. No more disappointment when they visit a property and find out the photos didn't quite match reality. Now that you've seen the power of HDR, let's dive into the nitty-gritty of how to actually capture these stunning images. I'm going to walk you through the process step by step so you can start creating jaw-dropping real estate photos today. Trust me, it's easier than you might think. First things first, let's talk about camera setup. When it comes to HDR photography, your settings are crucial. We want to make sure we're capturing all the details in both the brightest and the darkest areas of the room. To do this, we're going to take at least 3 shots at different exposures. Don't worry, I'll explain exactly how to do this. Let's start with aperture. For HDR real estate photography, you'll want to set your aperture between f7.1 and f11. This sweet spot gives you good depth of field, keeping everything nice and sharp from the foreground to the background. Remember, we want potential buyers to feel like they're actually standing in the room. Now you might be thinking, won't changing all the settings make things more complicated? I get it. It can seem overwhelming at first, but here's the thing. Once you understand why each setting is important, it becomes second nature. And the results? Totally worth it. One of the most important techniques for HDR is something called bracketing. Basically, this means taking a series of photos at different exposures. A good rule of thumb is to take 5 bracketed shots, each at 2 stops apart. This gives you a range of exposures to work with when you're blending your final image. You will be shooting at -4, -2, even or 0, +2, and +4. Here's a pro tip. Set your camera exposure bracketing mode. This automates the process, saving you time and ensuring consistency across your shots. It's like having a little assistant right in your camera. Now let's talk about one of the most crucial pieces of equipment for HDR photography, the tripod. Yes, the tripod. I can't stress enough, using a tripod is absolutely necessary. It keeps your camera steady while you're taking multiple exposures, preventing any blurriness that can ruin your shots. Plus, it ensures that all your images line up perfectly when you blend them later. When you're setting up your tripod, consider using a wide-angle lens, something around a 12 to 24 millimeter for crop sensors, or 16 to 35 millimeter for full frame cameras. Both works great. This lets you capture more of the room in each shot, giving potential buyers a better sense of the space. Here's another little trick I've learned over the years. Use a delay shutter of 2 seconds. This eliminates any camera shake caused by pressing the shutter button. It might seem like a small thing, but trust me, it can make a big difference in the sharpness of your final image. Now you've got your camera settings set up, your tripod in place, and you've taken your bracketed shots. What's next? This is where the magic happens. It's time to blend those exposures in one stunning HDR image. There are a few different software options out there. Photoshop, Lightroom, Photomatix, or HDR are all great choices. Personally, I like to start in Lightroom, import your bracketed images, select a group of exposures, and use the photo merge feature to create your HDR image. It's that simple. But we're not done yet. After merging your images, you can make further adjustments in Photoshop. This is where you can really fine-tune your photo, tweaking colors and making sure all those vertical lines are perfectly straight. To be honest, in our industry, it is worth it if you outsource your editing to a professional real estate editor. You send them the raw images and they will create the merged final images that have perfect exposure across the scene and are perfectly color corrected. The cost for outsourcing is around 50 cents to $1 per image. To me, totally worth it. And you get the highest quality image, saving you time that you could spend more time shooting and less time in the office. Now let's talk about the real impact of mastering HDR photography for real estate. It's not just about the money. Professional images can also significantly speed up the selling process. Listings featuring top-notch photos sell 32% faster than those with subpar visuals. That means less time on the market, happier clients all around. Our main goal is to accurately represent the property being sold for the property owner or the agent. We cannot change or misrepresent our subject, but we are compelled to take the steps to make the property look as good as possible. And that's exactly what HDR allows you to do. Showcase properties in their absolute best light without misrepresenting anything. So grab your camera and start practicing those HDR techniques we've covered. Your real estate photography game is about to level up, and your clients will thank you for it. Remember, great photos don't just sell properties, they sell lifestyles and dreams. And with your HDR, you're the magician making those dreams come to life. Thanks for watching. If you found this useful, make sure to like, subscribe, and watch more videos. Thank you.